Alright guys, so we're back to talk about the truck again. First off, I want to start the video by saying thank you for the overwhelming response on the last video that I posted about this thing. There was a ton of views in a very short period of time and a whole lot of comments. A lot of support and a lot of suggestions and people kind of giving me some ideas on what they would like to see. I think I wasn't very clear when I mentioned starting a new project. I didn't mean like a different project vehicle. I just meant kind of changing up some of the things that I have in here now. I'm keeping the truck for a very long time. If you've been following me for a while, this was actually my great grandpa's truck. I got it when I was like 16 from him when he passed away, and then I ended up selling it with a blown head gasket like 7 years ago, and I bought it back about a year ago. I tracked a guy down who owned it, and it went through a few different owners at that time, and I ended up finding it and buying it back. So the truck has a lot of sentimental value to me, and I'm planning on keeping it for a while. So the truck's not going anywhere, but the setup might change. So that's what I was hinting at. I don't think I was clear enough, but just wanted to clarify that. So again, thank you guys. A lot of support on the last video. Love it. Thank you guys. It's very motivating. But let's talk about this thing. So I was thinking about it today, and I really want to know if the transmission is actually bad or the torque converter is bad. Something in my head is telling me that the torque converter is bad and not the transmission. Maybe, now that I'm starting to think this stuff over, maybe the torque converter is actually bad, which would be awesome because I was planning on changing the torque converter anyways. It might mean that the torque converter just wasn't driving the input shaft of the transmission. So what I want to do now is try to verify that it's the torque converter or the transmission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the transcooler lines off. So I'm going to get in and I'm going to start it, put it in gear, make sure I'm still getting the same problems that I was getting where I'm putting it in gear and it's not moving. And once I can verify that it's actually not working, I'm going to come pull the transcooler off so the transcooler lines are open, and I'm going to start it up and see if fluid starts squirting out of it. Originally I was thinking that the pump was bad on the transmission. So if my thought is right on this, if the pump is good, when I had the transcooler lines off and I start it, I should see fluid starting to squirt out. So one of the other reasons that I'm thinking that maybe it's not bad is when I was driving it in the previous video, you can see that I was holding it at like 3,500 RPM and only going like 15 miles an hour. My thought on this, and correct me if I'm wrong guys, if you know, if it was actually slipping and it was slippage that was the problem and the transmission's not engaging and it's slipping, I would think that I would have some excessive heat or smell or burnt fluid or something along those lines, and I didn't see any of that. I never smelt anything weird. It just seemed really strange. It just stopped. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully it's just the torque converter. That would be sweet. Let's find out. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna start it up. I'm gonna put it in gear. Try to move it forward, try to move it back, see what it does, see if it's still slipping, see if it's being weird. Let's try it. Did not move forward at all. I never thought I'd be happy about that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this transcooler line off. This should be the supply line from the pump. Maybe that is darker than I thought. Alright, so with any luck, this is gonna spray all over and ruin everything. I got the supply line coming down this way. All right, so what I got now is this supply line coming down and it should squirt fluid right into there. I hope I don't have it backwards and then it comes shooting straight out of here, but we'll see. It doesn't really seem like much, if anything. I didn't see any extra fluid coming out of either one of these. So now I guess I have a bad pump. So that's probably what that is. Okay, so we gotta take the good with the bad. So that didn't really go as I was hoping it was gonna go. I was hoping I was gonna see some fluid squirting out, meaning the pump was still good. I have a feeling if the pump was not working properly, it wasn't applying the pressure that it needed to inside the transmission to allow the clutches not to slip. So I have a feeling there's some other internal damage, and better safe than sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and fully committed now to rebuilding the transmission. Especially after all the comments on the last video, there was a lot of suggestions and people asking me to show the process of rebuilding the transmission, and everybody interested in seeing that. So thanks for that. That's really motivating, knowing that you guys are interested in seeing that. So it's a little bit more motivating for me to actually do it, knowing that you guys wanna see it. So thanks for all the comments. Now I just need to find a rebuild kit. So I've been looking around at some, but if you guys know any decent ones, transmission builders know any decent rebuild kits for these things at a decent price, I want to make sure it's cost effective. Twice the price of me just going out and buying another 4L80E transmission, I'm not really interested. If it's going to be cheaper for me to rebuild it than just buy a new one, I'm interested. Let me know if you guys got anything. Thanks for all the comments. I think over the next couple days, I'm just going to spend some time maybe trying to rip this thing out of there. Definitely want to get the garage cleaned up. So all of this work that I've been doing on this thing, stuff just kind of gets scattered around. This is how my brain works. I focus on one thing and just everything else just kind of gets scattered. Gonna focus on getting this thing cleaned up. I'll feel a lot better about the project if I feel good about the work area. So gonna do that. Thanks for all the support. Really appreciate it. It's very motivating. See you guys next time.